this Sunday, something good is coming to our airwaves. And yes, like I promised, something good is now in the studio. So, guys, before I introduce my comrades in the studio, let us go on this short break. When we are back, we'll continue the show. Stay tuned.
Schooling in Nigeria could be very challenging, having a lot on your mind about issues, events, and activities in your institution with no one to talk to. Or sometimes you could be in the dark about your rights as a student. Now, scratch that. The program to fill in the gap has come your way. Campus Gist Plus, a program designed to bring to your attention issues, trending happenings, and government policies or strategies affecting students in the country. Program that seeks to clarify controversial issues in our institutions of learning, bridging the gap between students and management, with the sole aim of protecting the rights of the students. An avenue for you to know the facts and history of various institutions of learning. Join the talkative and his crew every Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sobi 101.9 FM in Ilorin. Keep a date with us.
Yeah, welcome back, and that is from our short break. I have with me in the studio, I told you, my comrades are here. So, guys, let me introduce the first of all my comrades, and he goes by the name Lekan the General. Yes, Lekan, you are here last week, and you heard all what we've been saying, the story we picked, and also the promise we made to the student populace at large.
Yes, of course.
And yes, we are back this week. What's up?
Hello, good evening, everyone. How you doing? Hope you had a nice weekend. It's Sunday again, and you are listening to Campus Gist Plus on Sobi 101.9 FM. I welcome you all. I welcome my comrade in the studio with us. Good evening.
All right, and also I have that man that always remain his humble self.
Yes, I remain my humble self as usual, and you're welcome to another episode of Campus Gist Plus. And today we'll be giving you hot, though we promised the last week, and we are never, and we will never disappoint you in any way.
Anyways, I don't know the reason why Adex is thinking it's going to be hot. I never see the weather is cool, guys.
Exactly. Everywhere
the
is
AC
cold.
is blowing,
Exactly.
and everywhere is cold.
Exactly.
I can see Lekan putting on hoodie, and you two, you are putting on jalab. So me, I'm wearing summer wear now.
Forget, at some point, even when you are in the AC, you be
still
feeling
the
heat inside. That is just
only you know the reason why you are saying that, though, because me, I don't know. All right, very quickly, I started with a brief word on hard work, and we should always think of luck as opportunity. We all have access to it. Humble people capitalize on luck because they remain open to help from others. Their willingness to admit vulnerability invite others to engage with them. Be vulnerable enough to admit you don't have all the answers. Seize opportunities when they appear, and you will likely find that success. You likely find that success will follow. And I'm a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have it all. So, yes, if you don't work hard, you can't get anything. Even using your money to get it is still hard work.
like seriously, because the commitment in any way really matters. You can't just sit back and expect something great without you going out there to search for it. Even when you have the cash, the spirit you put in it, the motivation, the desire to make it happen is part of the hard work you're putting in it.
Yes, even if you have people working for you, you still have to put some effort
That is
to
it.
see that yes, they are really doing what they are expected to do.
All right, so that will take me to this story. So, of course, when we are saying victory at last, this is what we call victory at last. And yes, how do I put it? I want to make it so simple so that you guys won't think because Adex is talking about Glasgow, so me too, I want to do Glasgow. No, you know, I'm a cool guy. I love taking my corn with my vodka. All right, guys. So, over 3 years of litigation was concluded last week after a federal high court in Jos Plateau State awarded a total sum of 5.1 million naira against a lecturer and the management of the University of Jos.
Seriously, that is determination. When I read that, when I saw that news and I had to glance through, I saw the struggle between the school and the lecturer. But according to what I said the other time, determination, commitment, consistency, and you knowing that, okay, this is actually what is right, distinguishing it from, oh, doubted mind. Yes, at some point he was discouraged. They had to mouth down him that, this is it, this is that, you cannot win against it. But now,
You know,
for good 3 years,
when you have your family as your lawyer, you tend to win some cases that nobody will think you can. Like, you can imagine that young lady, after 3 years, they've been, her lawyer said, we don't want to take the school to court and the lecturer, but since they are not doing anything, we have to go to court. So now, after 3 years, which means we still have laws in Nigeria. Our laws is working.
yes, it's working on some cases, oh my brother.
Not
Not
all.
all,
What do you guys mean, not all? I'm
Not-
not getting you.
not
Why
all.
not all?
I wasn't actually the person that said it.
Lekan, are you running away from
after
that
you
word?
concur, you are now
No,
alone.
This
It
is
is well.
live. All right, guys, still Campus Gist on Subi 101.9 FM Ilorin. And yes, this is how we are going to do it. You know, we promise you we are bringing the NAKSS national president and the NAKSS global president. So they say on social media. And also, we have promised to make sure you guys really know what is happening. And guys, let me tell you, before we start talking about it, I think it is better we talk about the election process. And yes, I'm very sure the ECOM chairman, the electoral committee chairman, is very much around. So, Lekan, can you please step out and bring him in? That is where we are starting from, and we will continue from there. But that will be after this short musical break. And guys, don't worry, this is Try by Codrano. And that is Try by Codrano. You know, guys, I told you how we are going to do it this week. We won't be biased. We will really want to be neutral. And that is the reason why we have called every necessary party to come down to the studio and we talk about how everything went. And so, guys, I told you we have Comrade Sahad Olatunji Baki, and he happens to be the ERCOM chairman during the NAKSS National Headquarter Convention. And also we have Adisa Ridwan Ajadi, the popular Ajadi, you all know, and he's one of the ERCOM members too. So, Comrade Baki, good evening. And also Ajad, how are you? I can see you are doing fine. Well, this is your face cap every time, eh? Waiting you hide under that face cap, I go soon know. All right, so guys, the show is starting right now. Look, we are supposed to go into fact and So, Comrade Sahad Olatunjibaki, you are the ECOM chairman. Can you please tell us how the election process went, starting from the registration and others?
Uh, Thank you, my brother. About the election, we conduct the election according to the constitution. We follow the due processes and everything. That is how we do it with the constitution. What constitution says, we do the free uh, manifesto, and we conduct the election. Those that did not do it, and those that did it. So I think that is how the elections go.
All right. From what you are saying now, it means you follow the constitution. I think I have the constitution here also. So even if you want to lie about what the constitution say, I can easily check through the constitution and yes, tell the whole world that what you are saying is different from what is inside the constitution. So how many candidates do we have vying for that post then?
President,
Yes, the post of president.
5.
You have 5 of them.
Then
And
how many are registered?
Those are both friends.
yes,
All of them.
all of
The
them.
5.
So Ajad, we have 5 people that purchased the form, and did you screen out any of them?
No, none of them is coming out. None of them.
So which means the 5 of them
Actually
Registered.
qualified.
Yes.
qualified to be the
Yes.
president. All right. So let us move on to the election proper. So immediately after the process, after the manifesto, the second day should be the election. After the manifesto. So during the election, who before we go into who emerged, is there anything like rancor, like people disagreeing, like these elections shouldn't be this way? Or I'm coming to you, Baki.
Yeah. Sir, I was the chairman of the electoral committee, and under the electoral committee we have subcommittee subject to the resolution, independent resolution. So that that subcommittee that we have what we call planning committee, welfare committee, security committee, and others committee. In the day of the election, some claim that there is security issue. Then I call those that are in charge of security.
Okay.
The chairman of the security committee, I called him and asked him what's going on. Are we safe? And he said that we are safe, even all the member of NAKSS. I say why? What is the reason for that? Because I heard that people are saying anything about the security of the team. And he said the law enforcement
Agency.
officers, they are how we talk. DSS, police, civil defense, they are how we talk. So we are safe to conduct and to continue the process of the election with the election. So that is how we conduct the election. And that is it. There is nothing. That is the only issue that come up from that election.
And during the election, there's nothing like maybe something is not that clear or it was later disrupted and all that.
No,
It went peacefully.
the election went peacefully. But later, because this is the issue, I didn't receive, I'll say the election went peacefully because I didn't receive any official petition. I should repeat. I didn't receive any official petition. Fear the agree or Senate Council or members of the association. I didn't receive any petition about the election. Means that
They all agree with the
they all
results.
agree with the result. So again, I didn't receive any official petition. Fear They agreed. The Senate Council and a member of the association showed that we conduct the best free and fair election we have. That we conduct the best free and fair election in the history of NAKSS.
All right, Ajad.
Yeah, boss.
Even if the chairman want to hide word from us, I know you guys. It is very, very possible for you guys not to be on the same page during the day of the election. Like the chairman might be saying, yeah, the atmosphere is cool and calm, and you might have
See,
contrary
another
opinion
way.
to that. So, are you sure Mr. Chairman is right?
He has been saying everything rightly actually because he made mention of subcommittee under the electoral committee. So I was the chairman of the security committee. When people started raising concern about security issues and maybe some people planning to disrupt the election, so I had to go to meet them. I met with those people that are shouting and causing issues on the election ground, and we talked. And I discussed again with the head of security unit then, the head of the DSS, and he said the environment is cool and fine, so it is conducive for election. But it appears to me that it is not just the security talks that amount to the disruption that day. It was the fact that our committee was being breached by some unfounding elements. I said that because we got to know on election day that our secretary, that is ECOM secretary, had prepared a list contrary to the list we've prepared. Because I said the other time that in every election there would always be registered members and accredited members. So we might register 250 persons, and in the end later accredit 50 out of the 250 according to the constitution. So we have rules that guides the method of accrediting students. If you don't have your portal, your ID card, or your citizenship, of course, to prove that you are a Kwara individual. So there's no way I would accredit you even if you have been registered. So we got to know that on the election day, out of the names we've registered, we've accredited some and we've disaccredited some. So we got to realize that the secretary of ECOM prepared a comprehensive list, a personal comprehensive list, without the knowledge of the rest of the members of ECOM. So on that day, we disagreed that we cannot be using your personally prepared list. That you should come to us, let us sit together as a committee and get what we want. That was what actually caused issue in the first place. The list that the secretary has prepared has gotten out to some people. So they felt that they have been registered and accredited before the election. So when they got there and we, the committee, sat down to prepare the new accredited list and started calling people in, the people that have already seen their name on the list prepared personally by the secretary, they started feeling being deprived of their franchise, as in the opportunity to come and vote.
Yes.
So on the election day, the selection, although I met with most of them, I explained to them, this is how things goes and this is how things are. But based on the fact that they just don't want to listen, they've seen one list and they want explanation. We call on the legal advisor, he explained everything, we also explain, and in the end, you have a peaceful environment. Everybody later agrees. Even those that we didn't accredit during that period based on portal issue, on the election day, they called their level advisor and were able to confirm their studentship. Those that have citizenship issue, on the election day, most of them later came with all these things and showed to us. And in order not to prevent anybody from having to exercise his own right, we had to later allow them, and the environment was peaceful.
From what you've been saying now, it means within the senators we have the aggrieved. Those and the reason why we have the aggrieved is all because the list that let me just say another list that is different from those that you accredited came out and everybody started saying their name, like Lekan is part of campus district, Adad is there, Adex is there, Kumi is there, Baki is there, and we all felt we are one big family and we are good to go. So when they discovered they can't perform their franchise, they start to raise eyebrow. And so how did you come about knowing that there is another list that is different from the original list?
Actually, a night before the day of election, we planned on meeting. Every member of the ECOM agreed on meeting 7:30 a.m. at Kwara Hotel. That was our agreement. So we all got there by 7:30. Even the chairman was there with us, every one of us, except the secretary. So we were waiting for him. We called his number. First, he doesn't pick. He didn't pick. And later, the phone started telling us, switch off or so. So it felt like maybe perhaps it is just nature. We waited 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. Until around 10:30, we couldn't find the secretary. So when he came, I was very annoyed. I personally, I was like, we've agreed on meeting by 7:30. Why are you just coming? So while we were exchanging the words, why are you just coming? Why are you not? I was trying to get the document from him, and we get the document in front of everybody. We opened and we about to deliberate on what to do. We found the list. We asked him what is the list. He said it is the list that he has prepared, that instead of us to be wasting time again this morning to prepare the list, he has already prepared the list for us to use. So we disagreed. Every one of us there disagreed that you cannot go on your own and prepare a list. Perhaps that is what you have been doing since 7:30 to 10:30. So you purposely stopped us here to do those lists and come back, believing that if you had wasted our time, we would have no choice than to take your list. So we stopped the list and we started preparing. That was why the election was late that day. So we stopped that list, we didn't use the list, and we started preparing our own comprehensive list.
Like, I want to get it right, and I want the whole of Nigeria students and our audience to get what you are discussing right. How do you know that there are some names that are on that list and they ought not to be on the list?
We after preparing our own list, comprehensive list, based on the resolution of ECOM, we said, okay, if you are not with Porter or ID card or citizenship, we are not going to accredit you. And in the end, we also agreed that sandwich or part-time or so would not be allowed. So when we prepared our own comprehensive list and got to see the end result of our list, the accredited names, we found out that it is contrary to the list he has brought in the first place. Every one of those who are present in the list that he has brought were those that we've said our resolution has covered, that okay, they are not going to be part of the election. The sandwich students, those that are not with Porter, those that couldn't clarify the issue on their citizenship and others. That was when we were comparing the list. We later found out and we questioned him, why were these names there? He said it just felt like we've later resolved to allow them. Where did we never did.
Lekan, you have a question for him?
Exactly. So, after having found out that there is another prepared list from the secretary, what did the committee, what was the action of the committee after finding that, was there an official release to let those that their name is on the list to know that yes, this is not the original list and this is the list you've prepared?
Actually, no one would have expected that the secretary would have released the name. You get? So
sure.
It was after we started calling names in, and people started shouting, our names were there, our names were there, our names are... Which of your name? How do you say the comprehensive list? How do you know your name is there? How do you know? You couldn't tell us. So definitely something is going on. In the end, we later got to know some people were saying, go and call the secretary to come and call the list.
So
which list?
Can you say the secretary do that based on his own interest, or it has some influence? It has been influenced by some people.
At that point, it is our belief, or let me say my personal belief, that the secretary did that on his own personal interest. But the aftermath of the election got me to know that it is not just his interest, but the interest of some people. So he is just there acting the script that has been written for him.
Hmm.
So after the committee try and meet with those people, as you've said earlier, do you think that has like finally died down in their mind? Like, okay, that is how it happened.
It appeared to us then that it has died down because we they were there. We later brought all the comprehensive list,
Okay.
so they saw it themselves, and those that have issues among them, I repeat, they called their level advisor. So their level advisor were able to confirm to us their studentship. So, and those that have portal issue, perhaps based on service the day we were doing screening, we were able to log them in again at that point. So it appears to everybody that no, this thing is real. So the environment later got cooled, and everyone later got in and sat down and prepared for election.
Okay, so that's how the election went
Sure.
peacefully. Okay.
All right, and this is putting a stop to impersonation among NAKSS. And thank you so much, Comrade Ajad, and also Comrade Baki. And Comrade Baki, I'm still coming to you. I have a question for you. After the accreditation and during the process of election, did you at any point in time disqualify any of the aspirants?
That's right.
It didn't disqualify anybody because they all qualified.
They all qualify, and there is during the process there's nothing like, okay, maybe there is a fault during the screening process and which you discover on the day of the election.
During the registration, right?
Yes.
The only issue that came up on that day is that we have someone from, I think, Southwest. He bought a form. Maybe he bought a form of social director,
Okay.
and when we call, when on the election day we call on sport director that he should come and follow that person. And we asked him why. We asked him why. He said that he have changed the form that we bought to sport director, and we asked how do you do that, and come with some SGs and other things. And the legal advisor and other security agencies that say that we should decide what are we going to do.
Okay. Sorry, if I get your point clear, you said
Okay.
he collected in the form of social
Social
director, and on the election day you got
Okay.
to find out that he is aspiring for sports director again. Okay.
Okay, again.
Okay.
So when that issue came up, they said that we should decide, we committee, we electoral committee, we should decide, and we decide that okay, go for what you have. That there's one you want to go for before.
Okay.
The body is charged
That is the social
and
director.
director. So no, you don't have to. That is the only one. We didn't disqualify him.
Okay.
We said that he should go for what
Back to the
about
social.
so that is the issue that came up on that day.
Okay.
So we didn't disqualify anybody.
All right, thank you so much. And we have a lot of reaction on Facebook, and you guys can be part of the show too. Just log on to www.facebook.com/Sobi101.9 FM Ilorin. We will select which of the comments we will be picking because we won't want a situation whereby you will take away our license from us.
Exactly.
Mr. Chairman, do you have the contact of the secretary? We want to call him live on here. Can I have his number? I think that would be
Change my
one
phone,
of
maybe
that would be one of the things to use and to douse to clear
Clear
people's mind,
exactly.
so they won't be thinking we purposely bring you guys here to go
Don't
against
invite him,
him. All right, so we are calling his number now 08060848200. We call him live on radio, and you all will hear from him. We promise to serve everybody their breakfast, and so we want to serve it right. That's 08060848200. Yes, we are calling him. We are dialing his number right now, and we pray it goes through. So, guys, still Campus Gist Plus on Sobi 101.9 FM Ilorin, and presently, okay, the number is not going through. We still continue trying it before we leave the studio. So, another question. So, I'm coming to you now, Mbaki. Since you are the chairman, during the election process, did you guys disqualify any of the senators? Yeah, hello, good evening. My name is Bidemi Moses, the talkative, and you are live on Campus Gist Plus on Sobi 101.9 FM Ilorin. Hello? This is the talkative, Bidemi Moses, and you are live on radio. Comrade, you are live on radio, and the whole world want to hear from you. We want to clear everybody adopting mind on the election that produced the NAKSS National Headquarter President. Hello.
For now, where I am, I can't actually be talking anything on that for now. I think it's not the right time for me to speak live on that place. That this like this way. It should have been another opportunity.
All right. So now you are telling us that you are not in the right position to talk now, or you are not in the right place to talk now.
The place I am presently, I can't actually make any comment. But the only thing is that I've made my comment on the Facebook there, and I still remain the fact that the election was not hold. I did not hold, or rather, was any election conducted, because I was not aware of any election that was conducted. So, but if there's any reason to still speak more, I think that would be better invited later.
All right.
Yeah, I can't speak better.
Are you saying, let me ask you this question before you go. Are you saying you are not present at the election venue? At the convention venue?
At the election venue, the election was stated inconclusive. But when other election was conducted, it's known to any other person, but not me.
Oh, which means you left before the conclusion of the election?
Because the election was inconclusive.
I'm saying, did you leave before the completion of the election?
When there's an inconclusive election, what are we waiting for again?
Sorry, who declared it inconclusive?
So, hello, please, I think I would need to, because I can't, where I am, I'm in a meeting. I'm just trying to follow up online, so I can't really concentrate.
All right. Thank you so much, comrade. We will leave you to continue with your meeting. Seems you have meeting with a lot of people over there. So thank you so much for even picking the call and saying something on the show. All right. And yes, that is the call we put through to the secretary, ECOM secretary. And yes, Adex, you are showing me a comment, and I think I will need to stretch forth my neck to read that comment from there. And it says, please call my number. Who is the person? Lawal Olamilekan Saheed. Lawal Olamilekan Saheed. You should just tell us your position if you are part of the ECOM committee.
Let that be in your comment.
Yes, let that be in your comment. That will be our determinant to call you. So now the secretary is saying he's not aware of the election, even though he's present at the election venue.
He said the conducted election was declared inconclusive by who? Exactly, that was my question before he said.
It is also funny. It is funny that most of them, they understand the provision of the Constitution. So it is upon the realization of those provisions and the fact that they know it is unbreachable. So that has made them felt like, okay, we can just disrupt everything, and in the end, we know what to do. See, when we were talking about disqualification of a particular person or not, we didn't disqualify anybody, just as the chairman has said. The only person he mentioned was someone who bought form for, I think, social director or welfare. I don't remember. So you have, on the day of manifesto, you manifest as a social director or welfare, and you bought form, you filled the form, you were accredited for so post. So when we later call for the aspirant for the for sport director, the person who is supposed to be going unopposed found out that another person is coming out again, and it brought about a surprise. Who is this person? So I asked. I was even the one who asked personally then, because the chairman was at the point of the ballot. He was the one. He was in charge, watching how they count and how people managed to vote. So I asked the question first. Who are you? He said is the sport director, aspirant for the sport director. I asked, but we only have one person contesting. He said he has, although he was not contesting for the sport director before, but he has liaised with our secretary. This same secretary,
Secretary, good.
the one who called. So he said the secretary, when He said 3 days before the election. He said 3 days. Do you mean on the manifesto day? He said yes. But you didn't manifest as the sport director. He said it was after manifesto. So after manifesto, so I called the attention of the members to it. So they all come together. They came together and we talked. The secretary said he got the letter from the guy stating that he's not going for sport director again a day before the election, and 2 days before the election, and the guy said it was 3 days before the election. Contradictory statements. And when we asked, okay, where is the official letter that the guy wrote to you to tell you that officially I'm no more going for sport director? On the letter, we found out that the letter was dated a day before the election. 3 different statements.
This is even confusing.
All right, guys, we'll start taking reactions, and I'm telling you guys, as of today, last week, we are unable to host the NAKSS officials, all because Comrade Adekunle Popola Raphael gave us a reason not to be on the show. He said he has an urgent issue to attend to. That was last week, Sunday morning. And even till this afternoon, a reminder was sent to him. One was sent yesterday also, and another one was sent this afternoon. And he did not honor the invitation without giving us a reason. Anyways, we'll still come back to that. Seems all our discussion today will be around the aircom. And yes, let me take this reaction. And this one is coming from Ademola Olamilekan. Yes, that happens to be the secretary of aircom. And he says, good afternoon, gentlemen. As the general secretary of the electoral committee set up for the election, the fact and my stand still remains that the so-called election they said they conducted was not true, and it was just a plan and game played among the so-called witness. An election that the secretary and some members of the committee were not there, and even the secretary was not an attestation to the election, then there is something wrong. So I still hold my ground, and I don't know when and how the election proclaim brought in their president. Now, I'm seeing something here, Lekan, which means the secretary is not in support of any president, from what I'm reading now. Now, let me continue with his comments. He says, can anyone ask them why is the chairman invited when he is not having anything to say since he has transferred his chairmanship to Ajad to keep speaking? No. Question was directed to Ajad, and that is the reason why we are asking Ajad those questions. We are asking questions from what he's saying. So I need to clear that up. And moreover, if they knew what they have done is true, what is the purpose of inviting the electoral committee without the principal officers aware? So this is coming from the secretary, and the stand of the secretary to me remains there is no NAKSS national headquarter president. I'm still coming back to you. And here is another reaction, and this one is coming from Adebisi Okanlawan, and it says, it's never possible for a chairman of an electoral committee to proceed with an election where security of NAKSS site is not where security of NAKSS site is not secured, and yet the chairman claims it is secure. We want the whole world to ask Becky to prove this fact. So Becky, someone said you need to prove the fact that the security is secured. And this one, Michael Shola Otedola, this one is coming from Michael Shola Otedola, and the question is directed to you, Ajad, or the word is directed to you. Ajad is not in any place to comment on the electoral process because he was not a principal officer. You should have invited the secretary of the electoral committee, okay, or PRO, not an individual who is colluding on live radio. The reason why Ajad is here is because he's the one in charge of the security. So I don't see a reason why we want to talk about the security and he's not here. So since the secretary said there is no president and Mr. Chairman said they hold the election, he said they hold the election, but the election is declared inconclusive, and we don't know the reason why he told us he's in a meeting with that loud children's voice. But guys, I promise you we will be neutral on this issue, and we will make sure we bring out the fact. We have Atun Luce here with us in the studio, but he's not coming on here until it is his time to talk. And even if it means we are adjourning the program till next week, you know I love adjournment. And also, still want to take more reaction, and I don't want to take double reaction. Kamaru Wasi Opeyemi Camtech say, please let chairman speak. Figurehead chairman, face the Mr. Chairman. So, Mr. Chairman, they said you are figurehead. So you will need to take that part to it, that the security of the NAKSS site is not secured, and you proceed.
My brother, everybody has his right to his opinion. You can say that is the wrong. But what I know is that the fact already is that. And everything that we are doing in life, some people are watching us, holding their pen with their maybe sheet of paper. They want to write things in it today. But tomorrow will come whereby they will explain why to you. You may not be in the right place to say that this is who I am, but there are some people that will beat you. In short, everybody knows me. I'm not someone like Hajan that you talk, you know. I go straight to the point and I do my thing. So, the issue of security.
Sorry for cutting you short. Before you proceed, you said you add that everything is secured. Is it you add of it, or you see things for yourself that it is actually secured, or is it because of what you?
Who is the person that gave you the report?
Yes, because different kind of comments saying actually the place is not secure. There's nothing like security, and you are saying that everywhere is secured.
In NAKSS,
Yes.
we have did our election now, and that what we call it, what we call it. We have been
Is it the venue?
the venue. We have been doing our elections in different venues, like theater, the rally side,
That's art and culture.
NUJ, NSC, and other place. That place, that the venue that we use it purposely because we know that the place was secured enough for our students and the members of NAKSS, because it's the opposite. It's opposite
Directly opposite to the government house.
to the government house. The security agency are there called what we call it headquarters, police headquarters, GSS and other. And they are also present at the venue. GSS are present. Police are there. Civil defense are there. What else? So that is the reason why. And when I heard that some people are claiming that the place is not secure enough for that.
So you are saying the reason why you pick banquet hall as your venue is because you know it's directly opposite the government house. You have the DSS office very close, and also the police headquarters is very, very close.
So that is why
to
we
the place.
choose that place.
All right. So, Lekon, I think it is time we hear people's opinion, and we are rolling out the phone numbers now. That is 0708 850 7888, and you can call 0805 1899241. I call it again 0708 850 7888 and 080 51899241. Those are the numbers to call to hear your own opinion also, and please watch whatever you say, otherwise you will just have to be smarter than you to drop the call. Yes, I have a question here, and the question says, Mr. Chairman, did you receive any petition after declaration of the winner from both sides?
I didn't. It's not me. We didn't receive any petition. Official. I said it before. I said I didn't receive any petition officially. Understand?
All
So
right.
we didn't receive any petition.
All right.
Indeed.
Okay. We have a caller on the line. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. This is Lukman calling from Kwara State, Ilorin here.
All right, Lukman.
My question goes to the chairman and the board of directors. Can you hear me?
We are with you.
Okay. When I discovered the secretary is trying to play pranks, what are the actions taken on the secretary, and what were the reactions of other members of the board?
All right. That's a question for you, and I think I get the question right. It says, Since you discovered that the secretary is trying to play smart on you guys, what were the actions you took over the situation, and who are the people you informed about everything?
Uh, when when the secretary come up with the list, and we all disagreed that we are not going with that list. Understand? We have a laid down rule that we want to use for the ID card, citizenship, and others. That is our conclusion.
Which is constitutional.
Conditional. That is our conclusion. So then we tell him that we are not going to use this list,
So
and
you-
we and we decide that we are going to come up with another list. The secretary was there, the legal advisor was there, some stakeholders are there. We tell them they are there. We tell them that we want to prepare another list. So we won't use that list that the secretary prepared. So we know that the electoral committee member are there. Everybody, security agents
That
are
was
there.
why I asked the question earlier that do you let the people know what the secretary was
We-
up to them?
Mr. Ajah told you that we didn't know that the secretary has chose.
Until the morning of the election.
Yes, no one would have known.
We didn't know anything.
All right, we have another reaction. Hello, good evening. Your name and where you are calling us from. Hello. Okay, do try to call us back. We took your call, but we never knew the reason. So, Ajad, you are saying something.
Yes, based on when people started saying, okay, the environment is not secure. So, you see, we said the other time that the committee consists of subcommittee, security and venue and so. So, it was the security committee and the venue committee that worked together to choose banquet hall. After that, there were, you see, even in the house, in the parliament, not even limited to NAKSS alone, maybe outside the conventional parliament or gathering, when senators started saying security observation, security this, security that, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are shooting outside. Most of the time, people just say security observation, just shoot. You understand? So that was it. When people started calling and making noise, we started, okay, we switched to action. Okay, what is going on? We listened to them. We were just running, I and the other guy in the security committee. We started running, okay, what happened in this? And they started registering their voices. We later got to know that it's not a thing of security issue. It was just a means to disrupt everything. We met with the DSL. He was there. And his colleague. We met, the civil defense were there. The police were there. Almost all of the agencies were there. So, an election, okay, you said the election wasn't peaceful or secured, and you sat down there till we conducted the first election, the second election, we conducted the first one peacefully. Announced, everyone agreed that this person emerged. We conducted the second one under the same environment without these security issues, and it was settled. They sat down there, conducted the second one, and perhaps maybe to themselves they felt the defeat is just cannot be maybe to them admissible.
Hello. All right. We lost the call, and we are still waiting for more calls. 0708 850 7888 and 0805 189 9241. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name and where you are calling from.
Yeah, my name is Comrade Adelisi. I'm calling from Kwara State.
All right, comrade.
Yeah, please, my question goes directly to the chairman.
Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Quickly, I want to ask the chairman these straight questions.
We are with you.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, at the point of where the and his board member discovered that the secretary was trying to sabotage the system, what was the actions that the chairman did on the board? Because we all know the constitution. The constitution does not allow anyone other than the secretary to man the process of the accreditation. It was a big surprise and a big slap that even the advisor, the so-called advisor, was there presently trying to announce accredited senators, which is not supposed. Those senators who were even accredited and were even with their full requirement was rejected. So at that point, we want the so-called acclaimed chairman to tell the general public the procedure they have undergone, even they discovered that the secretary wasn't performing well, was trying to sabotage the system.
All right. Thank you so much.
Within themselves, if they are not subjective in their plans.
All right. Thank you so much. We get your question right. So, Mr. Chairman, when you we've asked this same question just now. Someone said it. And Mr. Chairman, you need to talk to him also so that he will understand what you said the other time. He's saying when you discover that the secretary is being compromised. Exactly. So what was the step you took?
Oh, I said it. I said when the secretary come up with another list, we have conclude that we are not going to use that list. And we come up with ideas that we should prepare new list. The secretary was involved and the secretary was agreed that we should prepare new list. So we don't have any issues to be dragging unnecessary things anymore.
All right, and that's or that. So before we go, I think I said it the other time that we are joining it to next week. So we'll be using the last part of campus this next week to conclude our discussion. And yes, for everyone to know that we invited both the national president and the global president. That is how they introduce themselves. Both the national president and the global president. We invited them to the studio, and we only have Atunluche in the studio. Atunluche, can you say hi to the audience so they will know you honor the invitation?
Good evening to distinguished listeners. I am Mufta Mubarak Atunluche, the Global President of National Association of Kwara State National Headquarters and the National President of National Association of Kwara State National Headquarters.
Oh, so one person holds the two titles now. Okay. All right, guys. So we promise to be neutral, and yes, you can see we are not siding anyone. So next week we are coming to talk to the president and also to bring out all your reactions. We will summarize them, put them all together, and also put them out so the audience can decide who is at fault and who is impersonating the office of the national president of National Association of Kwara State Students. I am Bidemi Moses, and Lekan, you need to sign out before I sign out.
Okay. I am Lekan, the general. Thank you for listening. Always remember, whenever you do something right and it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean it does not worth doing. Keep doing good and stay fine.
All right, guys, and that is the word from Lekan, the general. We still have Adex in the studio, and no, you have to mount the social media so that we can see more comments and let you guys see what is happening live in the studio. Until next week Sunday, that will be coming your way.
Secure your future, Group International. Omi tuntun ru ẹja tuntun wọnú ẹ̀ ìtayé yípadà lákọ̀tún. Secure your future financial institute lóní kí wọ́n náà síra pàgbègbè sí akin. Kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sọ̀wé lọ́wọ́ tá a mọ̀ sí financial education. Ìjọ ọmọ ẹ̀pẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ òwe tó bá kó jáde nílé ẹ̀kọ́ ò tí ì lè mú yányá tó. Àfikún kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìgbàlódé tí mú ní rí ẹ̀kọ́ ìwé ló fi mọ̀ dán lọ́rọ̀ láì nílò pọ̀ ń wojú ìjọba. Kó o tó ríṣẹ́ tàbí ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa kọ́ṣẹ́ kiri lẹ́yìn ẹ̀kọ́ ìwé gíga. Bó o bá jẹ́ O level tó ṣẹ̀